So today I was supposed to be flying this, the new DJI 3 Pro. Unfortunately, what does it there say about best laid plans and all that? Sadly, not quite the case. What I'm going to do is tell you exactly what the problem is, and basically I'm going to outline my intentions on this channel for what I'm going to be doing and what content I'm going to be providing for this drone. So let's get into it. So there I was, obviously I posted my little short video to say that I was on my way to go test this thing, and I thought it was going to be fantastic. The drone was powering up, I had a little bit of battery power in it, the controller was powering up, absolutely fine, got all my equipment all the way down to the banks of the Humber. My plan was to do a strong wind test, basically because it's always frigging windy where I live, and unfortunately when I got to actually turning everything on and actually getting it set up and ready to fly, I encountered this message. It was an activation error for the RC Pro, basically meaning that, well, effectively I can't go any further. Now, the reason why I find this interesting was because, for those of you that actually watched my video the other day, where I published some footage from a video that I suspected was actually fake, and basically as if I thought the footage was from a DJI Mini 2 and they was just saying it was from a DJI Mini 3. And one of the major reasons why I said that would be the case is because I firmly believed that the only people that would actually have working DJI Mini 3 Pros would be official influencers that have been sent the drone by DJI. Now, I can honestly tell you, the kickback I had and the negative reaction to that video was absolutely huge. Lots of people telling me that other people was already flying it, and apparently I was just jealous, and the fact that my reasoning basis, you need the software to be activated, was absolutely weak, given the fact that all of the DJI Fly app will already be installed on the new Pro controller. To which I did reply to a couple of you that actually made that comment to say, yes, but you still need to activate it, and it still needs to be available for activation on DJI servers. Well, guess where I found myself today? In that exact same position. So I guess kinda, to a degree, it's bittersweet because obviously I'm not currently flying my drone, but I guess the information that I gave on that video was kind of true, to my own downfall, sadly. So what I thought I would do is, obviously I still want to put something out, I'm excited to get this drone, and even though I'm not going to show you any real world flying footage of this today, what we can do is, I do appreciate a lot of you do watch my channel. I've just hit 15,000 subscribers, and I do value every single one of you, so I thought, do you know what, I'll get the drone out the box, and basically we'll have a quick look, and then what I want to do is I want to outline my plans for what I want to do to test this drone. So basically, I'm going to just lift the lid. It's nice and simple. There we go. That's the drone. Obviously, I've already taken the wrapping off and already done a lot of bits and pieces, but that is very simply it. So let's just quickly take it out. And it... I don't know, guys. It doesn't seem as ugly when you see it in person. I mean, yeah, it looks a bit like a frog, but then again, to be fair, the DJI Mavic 3 looked like a shark. So maybe there's a new animal theme going on at DJI here. So what we're going to do is just very simply fold out these front arms. And I must say, guys, considering the weight that this comes in at, it is pretty steady and robust, possibly feeling even more robust than the DJI Mini 2. So taking a look at the top, you can see this is our battery just in the back. That is the power button, which is actually not attached to the battery on this drone. All we need to do is just press this button here and this button here, and that slides out the whole battery, as you can see. And of course, this is the 249 gram battery. DJI will be launching a new intelligent smart battery, which basically can deliver up to 47 minutes worth of flight time. So that's really, really interesting, and I can't wait for that. These obstacle avoidance sensors at the front are absolutely huge. You can see them on both sides, and you can also see on the back, if that camera can actually zoom in like that, you should be able to. There we go. And you upgraded it for a reason. These are obviously obstacle avoidance sensors for the rear as well, instead of them being actually rear mounted on the back. And I suppose because most of this is actual battery, there would have been really nowhere to put them. So that's the reason for that. One thing I do really like, honestly, I thought it was ugly to begin with, but I really, really like it. I love the stance. I think that is so aggressive. I genuinely love the look of it. I can't believe I'm saying that because I really didn't initially, but yeah, it's grown on me. And one thing that's completely apparent is the fact that the way that these rear arms actually angle, you can tell it's obviously designed to fly, and when it's flying at higher speeds, to almost be a bit more level. You can see in the design that it's going to be a bit more aerodynamic, if you wish, because of course the DJI Mini 2 pretty much flies like that, which of course you're having to fight the wind, whereas obviously if you're that way up or more level, it's going to be a little bit better. And of course we have seen that with the increase in battery life on the original standard battery. So that's one thing to mention. Now, obviously I've already had a good play around with this drone, looking around it. Obviously you've got bottom sensors there, and one thing I really like is just how easy you can get the gimbal protector on and off. I love it. So little clip here, just clip it off, nice and simple, and as you can see, there is the camera right there. Now, one thing I have noticed is, now if I just pop that camera flat, I don't know if you can make that out there, it really does protrude from the furthest point. And it's pretty much further than the front arms as well. Basically meaning that, yes, even though this does have obstacle avoidance sensors, if you're in sport mode or you turn them off, please do be careful, because the first thing you're gonna hit is that camera. And one thing I've also noticed as well is, again, in person, the photos give it a completely different perception, because this camera actually looks a lot smaller than what I was expecting it to be. I genuinely thought it was going to be that little bit bigger, and obviously you can see the way the gimbal is all mounted and the fact that it can roll to a side, which of course is very, very interesting and exciting. On the back we have got our SD card slot and of course our USB cable for charging, and basically that's the main sort of crusp of the drone, really. I do really like the look of it. It's very, very light. I mean, I know they say it's 249 grams, but that is incredibly light, that thing, and it feels really solid and sturdy. Genuinely, you know, you almost feel like it could actually survive a crash. But anyway, that's the drone, so let's take a quick look at the actual controller. So this is of course the new controller that comes with the DJI Mini 3, should you select that package. You can see we have our sticks, our controls right there, sorry. We have got our takeoff and our return to home button, our power button, we have got our 3 speed modes, and the obvious, the massively nice screen we have here. And one thing to mention as well is just how light this thing is. I really expected it to be that little bit heavier. If we switch it around, you can see we have got 2 customizable buttons, okay, and then we also have a place for our sticks right there, which is nice and handy. Okay, on the top we have got our camera and we have got our video record and take photo buttons, and then of course we have got 2 scroll wheels here. So let's just go ahead and turn it on the usual way, and you will see just how bright it actually is. Really, really impressive. Obviously I was out filming earlier, and what I did manage to film, I was actually in quite bright light, and honestly I could see this screen absolutely perfect. So whilst I can't actually tell you exactly the brightness because I can't find it listed anywhere, it's certainly interesting, and I think this is going to help loads, especially those of you that struggle with obviously the bright lights shining on your phone so you can't actually see what you're doing. This is a really good solution. So now we've covered this guy and I've shown you the new controller. What I want to do is talk all about what you can expect on this channel going forward. So basically basically, what I want to do is come at this in a slightly different approach. Those of you that are familiar with the channel know that I genuinely wear my heart on my sleeve, and I generally tell it as it is. I don't particularly favour one brand or one drone over another. What I want to do is produce nice quantifiable tests that you think are completely fair, allowing you, the consumer and viewer, to make your own buying decisions based on the information that you get from my videos. So I've decided the 3 most important things for a drone user to decide on really as to what drone is for them is very simply 1, camera quality, 2, connection, and 3, wind resistance. Camera quality obviously goes without saying. At the end of the day, the drone is a flying camera in the sky, and you want to get the best possible photos and video quality that is possible. Also, when it comes to connection, of course, especially in urban areas, you want to make sure that you have got a strong enough connection so you can, of course, complete your task and make sure that you've not got any nasty interference breaking up what you are trying to achieve. And thirdly, one of the major things and issues with drones in this sort of category is, of course, their wind resistance. Now, the reason why I think that is important is because, of course, these drones are lightweight and they are susceptible to get blown about a little bit. But at the end of the day, this is a drone, it's an expensive piece of kit, and you want to be actually out there flying it. So it's not much good if obviously it's having to sit inside because the winds outside are a bit too strong. So what I've decided is that I'm going to do some series of 4-way tests. So the 4 drones I'm going to be featuring is the DJI Mini 3 Pro, the DJI Mini 2, the DJI Air 2S, and of course the Autel Nano Plus. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a series of tests. Well, obviously I'm going to use the DJI Air 2S in some of them. I can't do an urban test with the Air 2S because of course it can't be flown in built up areas, which of course is one downside already. But I'm going to pit these against each other in fair and equal tests so you can actually get the real amount of information I think you're going to need to decide whether you want to buy one of these drones, whether it is as good as the Autel Nano Plus for camera, whether it can obviously beat the DJI Mini 2 on its actual wind capabilities, and of course if you do have a DJI Mini 2, hopefully show you some of the features on this drone that are going to want to make you upgrade, because of course the DJI Mini 2 is a fantastic drone. So that's all the content you can expect to see on my channel coming up. Please do consider subscribing and hit that bell notification to make sure you are notified the minute I do post those videos, and of course give this a big thumbs up. So a massive shame I couldn't actually fly the drone today, but always not lost. We've taken a good look and I've highlighted what is going forward, and I will obviously speak to DJI as soon as possible to try and get my problem resolved. And just a little side note, obviously my inbox has been quite full of other people that have actually got the same problem, so this is actually an issue and not just an isolated incident. Until next time, thank you very much. See you again soon.